Picking up this Disruptive Defense comp for it. What I'm going to do is install it. If you want to learn how to install this, you can actually go to Disruptive Defense's YouTube page and they give a great tutorial. I'm not going to show you how because I'm not going to take the thunder away from them. But whenever I come back, this will be installed and I'll have let it rest for 24 hours with the Loctite. And we're going to take it to the range and we're going to do some before and after comparison to see what the muzzle rise is on this. And as always, working with an unloaded firearm. Another way you can tell, again, thanks to Canik, is the loaded chamber indicator. So, see you soon. So here's my super technologically advanced paperwork here. I'm trying to show you muzzle rise on. So I drew up to the 45-degree angle. Obviously this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 inch increments. This is what the gun looks like with it. It's empty, as usual. So I was trying to hold it here. Sorry, it's all dirty, kind of getting splattered from everything doing today. So I was trying to hold here just so we could see where our muzzle rise is going, just to kind of give you guys an idea of where we were at, of how, is our wrist being where we are bending, how much it's actually kicking that up. So this is the paper I went with it. We're gonna take a look at the results and go from there. So as you can see from the beginning there, I did get a comp from my Canik, and put it on. Installed easily. Instructions were fine. I mean, Disruptive Defense has their own YouTube channel that shows you step-by-step how to install it. The only issue I had is they didn't send me an O-ring with my kit, but that didn't stop me from putting it on. It installed just fine. I used the knurled screws, and the knurled ones are the ones that will dig into the barrel whenever you actually cinch them down pretty good. So I guess you could say it will mar your barrel, like where it's threaded. But I figured I'm going to keep it on, so why not just leave it installed like that? It went on smooth, as I said. I'm going to pick up the firearm now. I'm going to show you that it is unloaded, no magazine in it, and nothing in the chamber. Let me just go ahead and shoot you the specs of this firearm here. It does have the 5-inch threaded barrel from the factory though, and that's why it was able to have a comp put on it. But you can buy aftermarket barrels for this, or actually from Canik, that are threaded if you wanted to throw a comp on your Canik firearm that it is not already have a threaded barrel from the factory. But this is exactly the way it was from the factory. I'd like to roll a little bit of footage though of shooting it without the comp on, and you're going to see the muzzle rise there using my scale. And I would say that's between 30 and 45 degrees of angle up that I was actually getting as far as muzzle rise go after each shot. Honestly though, like in shooting the firearm itself, I think it was very manageable without the comp on, and it wasn't anything crazy that I couldn't handle. You can get back on target pretty easy. Now let's roll some with the comp on. Now with the comp on, I do feel that it was even more manageable than it already was. The muzzle rise, you'll see, I think maybe went as high as 30 degrees, which isn't too bad. So there definitely is some science to it, and it was helping. It was mitigating some of that muzzle rise, just as it should. But it was working just fine. Again, Disruptive Defense. Paid for this out of my own pocket. Nobody sent anything to me to tell you, hey, go buy this. I'm just saying, hey, this was a cheaper option that I wanted to throw on my firearm to see how it would function. I've had no issues running ammo through this, by the way. I've run 115 grain, 124 grain, and 147 grain. And I've run Blazer Brass, I've run some Fiocchi, and I've run a lot of MagTech. And I've had not one hiccup. Now the gun itself, even before the comp, has functioned flawlessly. It's a Canik. I mean, come on, it's gonna work pretty decent for you. At least I think it will. I really don't feel that this is one of those things where it's like a perceived difference, where it's like, oh yeah, it's on there, so it's working. No, I feel that, I feel it's working pretty well actually. I still liking the gun from day one, but I just wanted to share with you that a comp does make a difference. And to me, like these, Disruptive Defense comps, they work and it looks good. And for your different Canik models that you might have, if it's flat up front, well, then guess what? They make a comp that's all flat. Or if it's like the Mete series that has this little bit of a turn to it, well, guess what? The comp's going to have that little bit of a turn to it as well. They also make one that's a little bit longer that has 2 ports in it. So you'll have the larger one, I think the smaller one up front and larger one. Either way, there's two gas ports in the top side of it on the little bit larger one. And so I've seen some people throwing those on like the SFX series, like that has the longer barrel and longer slide. But overall, it was working well. I just wanted to kind of tell everybody, hey, got a comp. It actually works. And the gun itself is functioned flawlessly without having to do any modification to it whatsoever. To have this comp on there and run all sorts of types of ammo through it without a hiccup. So thanks for watching. As always, be safe, be kind to others. God bless. See you next time.